Yeah.
And you weren't really sparring. You were fighting. We were fighting all the time. And guys getting dropped all the time. And that was just the kind of gym that I was in.
There's no coming back from that. The people who, like, dissipate their teeth through drug usage, you don't get, like, a second set.
Like he got out of first gear. Jake Paul was just on pure survival mode from round 1 right through to round 6. I don't know if he's got a moral victory going 6 rounds. Maybe he has. People might give him credit for going 6 rounds. But he got in there and just survived. He just went in there and ran like a chicken from round 1 right through to round 6 when he got splattered.
Joe Rogan was shocked by the serious injury Jake Paul suffered against Anthony Joshua. He said boxing is extremely dangerous and can change a fighter's life forever. Rogan warned that brain damage doesn't just affect fighting, it affects daily life. Experts have also said injuries like this can have long-term effects. The message was clear: these risks are real and life-altering.
Because then you can't think, you can't do things, you don't know what the you're doing in life. It's like literally everything is the quality of your ability to think. And I knew that
Joe Rogan strongly warned Jake Paul to rethink taking high-risk boxing fights. He said no amount of fame or money is worth risking your life. After the Joshua fight, Jake suffered a broken jaw and lost several teeth that needed to be removed. Rogan explained that continuing on this path could lead to permanent damage. He reminded everyone that excitement in boxing comes with a heavy personal cost. Health must always come before glory.
Look at all them celebrities, like dude from the Mighty Ducks, the little boy actor that got strung out on drugs. And all his fronts and all his teeth were missing from being on meth or whatever, whatever drug of choice he was on. There's no coming back from that. The people who, like, dissipate their teeth through drug usage, you don't get, like, a second set. So if I'm not mistaken, the dude from Mighty Ducks, somebody, like, he's been clean and they gave him a makeover and he has, like, pretty much fake teeth. So, yeah, the teeth are going to be cooked. Now, I agree with the other part that Rogan was saying, but let's keep going.
Yeah. I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen. Yeah. And ultimately, the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it and that he could do well for a little bit.
Yeah, and I've already expressed my thoughts on this. I'm not giving no props for a person who says I am a real deal boxer because I went and get smashed and got my jaw broken, but I lasted longer than Ngannou. But I was crazy enough to try. Because, to be honest, we're way past the honeymoon stage with a person like Jake Paul. You've been in this for long enough to go through fight camps, dedicate your time, effort, energy, money, spar with people. You spar with some quality names because you have resources and money or whatever. So we're well past that to the point where you just get credit for stepping in. You maybe got credit your first fight or whatever, first couple of fights for.
David Haye explained why Anthony Joshua didn't knock out Jake Paul in the first round. He said boxing doesn't always end with instant knockouts. Joshua didn't rush and Jake avoided some heavy shots early on, but the punches added up over time. Haye said Joshua should not be criticized because control and accuracy matter more than speed. Even without an early knockout, Jake still took serious damage, showing how dangerous boxing really is.
Usually, what happened what was always going to happen. You know, a lot of people thought it would only last 1 round, 2 rounds, but you've got to give Jake credit. He went out there and had a solid game plan and was implementing it at times, was landing shots and was avoiding getting hit with the big shots. But there's a reason we have weight categories in boxing, and I'd say he sticks with the cruiserweight division where the guys are the same size as him, because that, without having the schooling, the many years, I was able to give away 100 pounds in weight because I've been boxing since I was 10. I was an international amateur and world champion at cruiserweight. That's why I was able to do the big jump and use the tactics that he used to win the heavyweight championship. But credit to him, nothing but respect for Jake Paul for putting on such an event and putting himself in harm's way.
I would imagine some people back home for you are going to say, man, AJ should have gotten out of there in 2 rounds.
No, anyone who understands boxing knows it's very difficult to close the range on someone who doesn't want to hold his feet. And is AJ supposed to just run around swinging and missing? No, he's supposed to wait for the right opportunity, which he did. And once the opportunity presented himself, he landed and the fight was over. But anyone who kind of gives AJ stick because he didn't knock him out in one round, doesn't understand boxing.
What level would you say Jake Paul is after that performance?
Pardon?
What level would you say Jake
It's
Paul
hard,
is?
it's hard to tell. It's very, very difficult to see what level he was because he was fighting someone in the top 5 and top 5.
Analysts are now questioning Jake Paul's future in boxing. Many say he should seriously consider walking away. They point out that most of his past opponents were retired fighters or athletes from other sports. This made many fans doubt how real his boxing record was. After losses to Anthony Joshua and Tommy Fury, critics believe the risks have finally caught up with him. They warn that continuing to fight top-level boxers could be extremely dangerous.
Not boxers, like Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, none of them are boxers. Nate Robinson, who's a YouTuber. So I guess, over the hill, retired Mike Tyson, who's 60, almost lost his life before the fight and had blood transfusions and was coughing up blood and was transported off of a plane for passing out. And Jake Paul wanted to fight him and still tried to knock him out. A lot of y'all like to say he had mercy on Mike, but I promise you, I watched the fight. Just go back and watch it again. He was trying to knock Mike Tyson out from beginning to end. He could not do it. The reason he couldn't do it is because he refused to get too close to Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson always would swing back, and he knew could not take that punch from Mike Tyson. So he hit and he ran. And at the end of the fight, he was not showing mercy on Mike. He was trying to make sure that he doesn't get knocked out or caught with something stupid, because he knows he's about to win. He didn't want to risk it. I'm not going to keep letting y'all run with this narrative that Mike Tyson was following a script with all these fake script posts running around on Facebook, or saying that he had mercy on Mike.
Eddie Hearn calmly explained how the fight went exactly as planned. He said the strategy was about patience, control, and slowly breaking Jake Paul down. While he expected an earlier finish, he was happy the plan played out fully. Hearn praised Joshua for staying calm and focused inside the ring. He said Joshua looked confident at all times. For Hearn, this performance showed Joshua's experience and fight IQ.
For the fight, I'm going to break him down, and then I'm going to knock him out. And that's exactly what he did. I thought it'd be all over within 3 rounds. But, when I got in the ring after, because I was shouting, just, anywhere, arms. I got in, he went, what are you rushing me for? And I was like, oh, sorry. So, but like, obviously he knows what he's doing, and actually now quite pleased that we got the rounds, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw you said that. Really random, I was on Twitter and I saw Jake Paul's mum said she wants to get in the ring and punch you. She said she doesn't like the smug look on your face. She is promoting her book, so I'm not sure if she wants, But did you see that? What did you think of that?
No, I was very sad, because I couldn't have been nicer and more respectful of Jake and what he's done. And I think Logan's amazing. I think he's an incredible athlete. And I shook Jake Paul's dad's hand in the ring, And if I would have seen Mum, I would have said, all right. But I think over the years, we've obviously had our beef, and she probably don't like me anyway. And I am probably a little bit smug. I wasn't smug after the fight, because I would have been more smug if it was all over in a round. Yeah. So, no, I give Jake respect. And, sorry, Jake's mum doesn't like me, but if she can send me a free...
Carl Froch strongly criticized the fight and called it a disgrace to boxing. He said the event was more about hype than real skill. Froch warned that social media fame is starting to replace true boxing ability. He believes this trend threatens the sport's integrity. According to Froch, young fans may start valuing flash over technique. He said boxing regulators must protect the sport and stop viral moments from defining real competition.